having somebody else obsessed with you, and having the power to make someone. Not just like infatuation, right? Not just lust. I'm talking about true obsession with who you really are. That's witchcraft, okay? That is like a spell you are placing someone under, and it's all about seduction. Now, you may or may not agree with the psychological triggers I'm about to share with you in today's video, but honestly, it doesn't matter, because they work. If you're new here, welcome. I'm the Knower Psychology, and we're diving deep into the mechanics of human desire. The world has changed. In 2026, we are more connected than ever, yet more starved for genuine intensity. If you want to be more than just a notification on someone's phone, if you want to be a permanent fixture in their mind, you have to understand that seduction isn't about manipulation. It's about vibration and psychology. Let's talk about the Marilyn Monroe Effect. There's this famous story where Marilyn would walk through Grand Central Station in New York. Nobody noticed her. She was just a girl in a sweater. Then, she turned to her photographer and said, "Do you want to see her?" So, what's really going on here? Well, it has a lot to do with the concept of an alter ego and, interestingly, some basic biology. When we step into a different version of ourselves, even for a moment, our brain and body respond. Our posture changes, our voice might shift, and even our facial expressions start to tell a new story. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about accessing parts of yourself that are already there, just waiting for you to call them forward. In fact, research shows that when we adopt an alter ego, our brain chemistry can actually shift, making us feel more confident, more energetic, and honestly, just more alive. It's kind of amazing how a simple mental shift can trigger such a physical change. She adjusted her posture, changed her gaze, and shifted her energy. Suddenly, the station came to a standstill. People were swarming. She turned on Marilyn. The 2026 takeaway: you need an alter ego. Not a fake version of you, but a heightened version. Okay? So here's an exercise for you. I want you to write down a character dossier for yourself. How does this version of you walk into a room? What do they eat? How do their eyes glisten when they speak? And, most importantly, what do they feel when they look at you? If you view yourself as just normal, you'll get, well, normal results. To really trigger obsession, you have to regard yourself as the person worth obsessing over. You can't control their perception, but you can control the frequency you emit. To master seduction, you have to understand the biological hardware. Science, honestly, doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about chemicals. The female architecture: women often lean into dopamine and oxytocin. Consistent happiness, safety, and bonding. If you make a woman feel seen and secure over time, the bond really does solidify. So let's talk about the male architecture. Men are, well, different. They're wired for testosterone and vasopressin. Now, vasopressin is often called the commitment chemical, but here's the kicker. It's usually released in men after they overcome a challenge or solve a problem. Boundaries and archetypes really shape how we connect and relate to each other. When you set healthy boundaries, you're not just protecting yourself, you're actually inviting respect and deeper connection. And, you know, archetypes play a big role here too. They help us understand the patterns and roles we naturally fall into, which can really influence the dynamics of our relationships. Here's the controversy. If you're just too easy to solve, that chemical reward isn't there for him. If you want a man to be obsessed, he needs to feel like he's actually earning you. Not by playing games, but by respecting your boundaries. And honestly, the most seductive thing you can ever do is be willing to walk away. That's the real power of the walk away. In 2026, everyone is desperate for validation. When you show that you don't need their attention to survive, you become a high-value mystery. You aren't meeting their insecurities yet. You're meeting their representative. Keep your guard up until they've earned the real you. You've heard of the art of seduction. But here's where most people mess up. They try to be a siren when they are naturally a sage. If you're an extrovert who loves to laugh, what I call chalanting instead of nonchalant, trying to be a cold, mysterious siren will feel like a bad acting job. And in 2026, authenticity is the ultimate aphrodisiac. The siren technique, for those it fits. The receiver mindset. Stop proving yourself. Why are you trying to impress someone who hasn't even shown you their hobbies or values yet? Precision eye contact. Use it like a laser. Be intensely attentive, then glance away. Let them feel the heat of your focus, then the cold of its absence. The problem solver loop is all about giving them small, genuine problems to solve. You might say something like, "I'm struggling with this tech issue," or "I need a recommendation for something." This lets them step into their provider or fixer energy. And honestly, if they don't step up, that's your data. They aren't the one. So let's talk about space, magnetism, and self-love. These three things are, honestly, really intertwined when it comes to relationships. When you give yourself space, you naturally become more magnetic. People are drawn to those who are comfortable in their own skin, who have their own lives, and who genuinely love themselves. It's kind of amazing how your energy shifts when you prioritize your own well-being. Remember, self-love isn't selfish, it's essential. When you take care of yourself, you show others how you expect to be treated. and that in turn attracts the right kind of attention. You cannot be obsessed over if you are always there. Take space. Energy is like oxygen. A fire needs it to burn, but too much blows it out. They need time to miss you. If they don't think about you when you're gone, the connection is shallow. So don't just act busy, actually be busy. In this age of hustle culture burnout, having real, genuine passions is honestly magnetic. Go to the gym, finish that project you've been putting off, or hey, maybe even learn a new language. Not to distract yourself from a text, but because, well, your life is just too big to be contained by a 6-inch screen. When you work on your inner beauty, your whole outer aura shifts. You honestly become a magnet. People won't just like you, they'll be drawn to you, often without even knowing why. That's the vibrational match that the law of attraction talks about. You really can't manifest an obsessed partner while you're obsessing over your own inadequacies. Let's get real for a sec. Why do you want them to be obsessed? So often we want someone else to be obsessed with us because honestly we lack that feeling for ourselves. We want them to fill the hole where our confidence should be. But hear me, nobody who enters your life will fix the things you are avoiding. If you are trying to make someone obsessed who has clearly shown they don't care, you aren't in love. You're in a delusion. And honestly, I say that with love, because I've been there myself. I've sacrificed my peace for people who wouldn't even give me their time. Be obsessed with becoming the best version of yourself. When you are genuinely in love with your life, your routine, and your growth, you emit a frequency that is, well, honestly, just irresistible. So, as we wrap up, just remember, true transformation starts from within. It's not about chasing someone else's approval. It's about embracing your own journey and loving the process. Every step you take towards self-awareness brings you closer to the life and love you truly deserve. Seduction isn't about wearing a mask. The mask always slips eventually. It's about removing the layers of insecurity that are holding your true self, your true Marilyn, back. Compliment people genuinely. Most men, especially, are starved for niche compliments. Be playful, be kind, but always, always be ready to protect your energy. Remember, you are the prize. Act accordingly. I'll see you in the next one. Stay magnetic. Bye.